Hello and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in the Darkest Dungeon. We have completed the Darkest Dungeon Part 1. We've gone one delve into the dungeon. Next part we'll be going in for Lighting the Way, where we have to go activate 3 of the Iron Crowns. One of the quest rewards from the previous quest was... I can find them quickly. Oh, they're in here. Here they are. The Talismans of the Flame. And you'll notice that these say Revelation, minus 100% stress, Revelation, minus 100% damage taken. What do those do? Well, that has to do with this quest. This looks like a simple quest. You go and activate 3 things, and you're done. You win. In this quest, these 3 things are guarded by something. Each one's guarded by something. And that something does a thing called Revelation. So these trinkets protect you from the Revelation. Minus 100% stress, minus 100% damage. That doesn't mean it does no damage, doesn't mean it does no stress. In fact, there's a stress minimum. If it's doing stress damage, it does a minimum 20% stress. This will reduce it by 100, so if you take the stress, you minus 100 from it. If it would be dropped below 20%, it stays at 20%. So this will bring it down to the stress minimum. Conversely, if you had other sources of stress, they'd partially cancel out, where you get minus 100% off of it. Damage you can take down to 0, so this can take the damage down to 0. So we're going to want to run these 3 talismans. You might notice, our parties are normally 4 people big. We're not going to have enough talismans for everyone. And, spoiler alert for what Revelation is. Revelation's a screen-wide wipe. It hits everyone. So we're going to have to play around with trying to figure... Oh, I'm not actually sure if that's everyone. It's multiple people, usually. So if you want to make sure that people are protected against it, you have to figure out a way to redirect attacks from the person who doesn't have the talisman to someone who does have the talisman. That's sort of the gimmick for this fight. So we need to bring in 3 people who can willingly carry these talismans, and one of which needs a way to move threat off of the 4th person to themselves, to protect from the Revelation. Ideally, we need someone to do that, and ideally we probably need some decent damage to go with that. And there's no stress immunity on these, it's just high stress resistance. So we're going to need a way to stress heal. So there's a couple different ways to move damage around. One of them is we've got Defender, so Legendary Man-at-Arms here is definitely an option. We could activate Riposte, do Defender like activate Riposte, do Defender. That combo might work elsewhere in the dungeon. Maybe not the particularly good one fighting that boss, because you're going to want to defend like every turn to pick the person. Party 10% dodge is nice. Might lean that way, especially if I can stack some more dodge on him. We're probably not going to, in this situation, not going to be running him stun. Especially only plus 10% stun. Yeah, so let's think, we may be thinking about bringing the Man-at-Arms along. Another way to move the threat around is Guard Dog. So we've got the plus 20 dodge from Guard Dog. So here's an example, right? If say we run, and I might not run the Ancestor's Coat here because we have a Protective Collar, which is about the same. We're trying to do that. That's minus 100% stress, this is plus 10% stress, so it actually, because the minimum is 20, this combo would actually be a pretty nice combo for getting hit with the Talisman, hitting Revelation because of the Talisman of the Flame here. So that's an option, and that might be an interesting option if we also combined it with Cry Havoc. So say we drop Blackjack. Maybe drop the Whistle. We can rearrange while we're in the dungeon as well. Yeah, Cry Havoc, he's got to be in the back. Gets a 74% chance of party-wide minus 6 stress. So that's an option, both for defending and for stress removal. we'd probably want to run at least Hound's Rush if we're doing that. It might actually, when fighting the boss, be tempting to run Target Whistle. So if we know the boss is coming up doing like Pad Swap. Yeah, that's an option. Bring that in. So that gives us two different ways if we put torches on them. And yeah, I think I will take the Ancestors Code off of you, put Talisman of the Flame on you. Over here, I think we're going to give up that stun chance. Might actually give up the speed. And we could dodge stack a little bit more on you. So we're looking at 40% dodge. The alternative is protection stack, because his guard is already giving him protection. Okay, so I sorted by that, so it's everything's up top here. Not sure if I got any good sources of protection. At least not big protection. 10% protection is not too bad. That's maybe a little tempting. Also comes with 10 accuracy. Yeah, I'm gonna swap that combo. 10% protection, and then when we're actually doing Defender, we get the plus 30% 30% protection, so we're 40% damage reduction. Nice. Yeah, the stun's gonna be a little poor. If we need to use the stun. Might want to run that combo. Buff target plus 5 dodge. If we're planning on having this guy do the defend using Guard Dog, 42 dodge plus 20 plus we'd have to level this up obviously, but plus whatever that is. That's looking pretty nice. Okay, so I think we got a 2-man of our 4. So I gotta decide what I want the other 2 to be. So that's a potential option, is run an Arbalest in the back. That's a potential option. The biggest weakness here is we do have an accuracy Malice, so we might have difficulty trying to land. Oh, actually, we're plus 5 here, so it's minus 10 to the disease, but we're plus 5 as long as we stay in 4th position. Okay. A little bit extra dodge. We're really looking speed, accuracy, max HP. Specifically not running Mark in this combo right now. So we don't actually have necessarily a way to get the target marked. Although depending on the circumstances, we have a way to clear stuns and marks on ourselves, right? No, that would actually combo interesting with Retribution there. Might think about doing that. I don't think we're going to run one of the Talismans of the Flames on you. I think we're going to have you be the one we defend. And then the question is, who do we fill the 3rd slot in with? So it's tempting to do something like a Jester or targeted stress heal. Wouldn't want to do Finale. Want to do something that could actually do damage reliably. Oh, and can you... That's another question. Can you stress heal from the front 2? No. So if this is the sort of combo I'm looking at, and this is what I am, that doesn't work. So Jester's not our solution. We're probably looking for stress heals, probably looking at Cry Havoc right now. A little bit also Rallying Flare. Rallying Flare is not that good of that. I think I only have one Vestal, which we're going to save for the 4th part. I could do a Plague Doctor. I have like 3 different Plague Doctors. Although the Plague Doctors don't want to be that close. And we definitely want you in third, so that you can cry Havoc or Lick Wounds, or even Hound's Rush, because Tyrants you don't want to be found all the way in the front. Okay. We could put you in second. That gives us a stun. That gives us a blight. Spoilers for the upcoming sort of boss in this dungeon. The bosses are too large, so there won't be a situation where we can't hit them with the Beast Bile and do some blight. So that's an option. Might think about them. I could bring in an Occultist. This would give us another healer. This would also give me a way to mark. Could do vulnerability hacks for mark. And a strong stun. I think the mark is separate from the debuff, the -20 dodge debuff. And actually, in this situation, I wouldn't necessarily be that sad about losing the Cursed Incense here. We'd lose the debuff skill chance, but that's fine. The cost, and that would actually benefit us with plus 20 or plus 10% health. And again, this is another situation. Yeah, it's minus 100% stress. So, it can't reduce us to 0 anyway, but it can reduce us to -20, or it can reduce us to 20%. So plus 15% here, that would sum, we'd still be in the min value. So Demon Cauldron here. Yeah, I think we're gonna run Cultist. Thinking you, and then we're thinking swap those. So really, the Arbalest here is the only one that isn't going to be safe, so we're going to have to protect the Arbalest. Use protection skills on the Arbalest while fighting the boss. Which is, in theory, fine. We got 2 different ways to do that. We've got a big healer, so if I need to, I can pop back and forth between which of the 2 tanks. So I can heal the one that is damaged, while the other one is tanking. And then we have a big damage dealer, and our healer can mark. Our healer can mark. So when the healer isn't marking or stunning, it can be healing or just straight up debuffing. Right. So you have less damage, you have less protection. Maybe not very good in damage in their own right. In fact, I think that would be the concern we'd have with this mix. Yeah, I think that would be the concern with this mix. Is maybe don't have a lot of damage. Let's think about getting this one. I think this is the mix we're going to bring in. So let's make sure these guys are equipped for the situation we're sending them to. Not going to bother blind fire, not going to blind suppressing, otherwise everything else is maxed. You're maxed on everything? You got your full equipment. Well, on everything I'm planning on using. You're literally maxed on everything. Okay, so that's actually... That's kind of convenient. This one is basically saying, hey, if I want to change their skills up mid-dungeon, we can do that. And here we are. We're thinking of swapping to Bolster. Buff target dodge. So they can on demand go, you over there, plus 10 dodge. And if we're covering that with the dodge tank, so 42 plus 20 plus, and that you can stack that actually multiple times because the buff from the guard ability, I think, lasts 3 turns. So let's say it lasts 2 turns. So 42 plus 40 plus 10, yeah, the dodge tank should be able to permanently dodge in that situation. And when this wears off, if they take a big hit, then we swap which one's dodge tanking. Cool. Or which one's tanking. For the Arbalest in the back. I think that should work. And again, you're equipped. So I think we've got our hypothetical party for lighting the way. So we're going to provision up. Darkest Dungeon quest is abandoned, and not all heroes are guaranteed to survive. Someone must sacrifice themselves to hold off the fiends during the retreat. So when we do a retreat, there is a chance that we will lose... Well, we will lose someone unless we only have 1 person left. I think it will reduce you to 1. 1 person always escapes. So if you need to retreat, just accept that one of the remainders is going to die. So we got our Hands of Glory, which are the things we're going to use to light the way. We got 2 things of firewood. We're just going to take all the food. This is a long dungeon. And honestly, there isn't enough food in here. That's not enough food. In fact, actually, I'm just realizing that's a really small amount of food. We have a negative amount ongoing, don't we? Supply quantities. Okay, I think we've got the party we want, but I want the supplies. I want the supply quantity. Which we don't have right now. So I need to delay a week. We need to delay a week before we go into the dungeon. We know who we're sending in. I got an idea for who we're sending in, but we need to wait a week. Short quest. Silence in the Crypts. Maybe. Low-level party to put together, because we're stalling. Who are we bringing to this low-level quest? Let's bring a lever. Yeah, I think we got a party here. Nice quick party. Put those 3 guys together. Just want to make sure they have the appropriate skills. Low level nervous stab's probably fine. We'll probably swap it to festering papers if it levels up enough. Oh, that's not the right ones on the Plague Doctor. I like Battlefield Medicine, especially when comboing with the Cultist. Oh, it's actually 3 right damage ones, it's just the support one's wrong. I like chopping is nice. Purge is fine. I like the self-heal. There's definitely situations where revenge is probably fine. I'll be taking Intimidate as well. And then we obviously... Oh, I don't really want Demon's Bowl. Although it doesn't... I think we go Sacrificial Stab right now. In the long run, we probably want the Mark, but right now this is fine. You know, we can put some trinkets on these guys. Do I have a cauldron? Another cauldron. Yes. Building for view. I'm not going to overstack these guys with trinkets. We're going to give them like the one good trinket. And ideally, it probably wants to be like a class trinket. Can you get something that's like accuracy? The wrong side of the party. We want in first spot, not 4th spot. Four accuracy isn't great, but I think we'll take it. Oh, lever only 8 accuracy. That's better. Of course, I could stack them and get 12. In fact, I will stack them. We'll take you in so you have 12. And then Plague Doctor. We want Blight. I wouldn't be surprised if I've actually got most of my Plague Doctor stuff equipped. That's because I've got multiple Plague Doctors, right? Alright, what I'm looking for is Blasphemous Vial, which is very rare. I guess I'll just use them all. Yeah, suppose if I want a Blasphemous Vial for level 1 right now, I'm gonna have to take it off of one of the legendaries. Which I suppose we'll do. We'll just have to remember to put him back. Or loot another one. One of the two. Bloodthirst ring. And so it's not quite as good as the fasting seal, but we might actually end up using that on one of the later quests. Could put the Ancestor Portraits on them for the Extra Resolve XP. You know, we'll do that. Again, I'm not going to get overly carried away. Got those 4 equipped with the basic stuff. Into the dungeon and go for the medium quest here. Or do I just want to do it short? Yeah, I think I just want that short. In and out. Get it done quick. This is a short quest. We will take a stack of food, a stack of torches. If we're going to take the 2 shovels, we're going to go up to 2 keys. I would take more shovels if we had them. We'll take the anti-venom and a couple bandages. Yeah, I'll take that last torch just because it's there. And this shortage of items is one of the reasons we are postponing the Darkest Dungeon. Because we don't want to be going in with half the equipment. We want the whole equipment. We're going to need all that food. And the torches. It's the Darkest Dungeon. It's hard.
I knew all these paths once. Now they are as twisted as my own ambitions.
Okay. We get the backtrack out of the way right away. Open up the stun. Another stun. Okay. You hit hard. It's hard, not enough to kill. Level 0 is in level 1 quest time for all. Okay, if the blight applies, and it does, he's dead. So we just got the one fungal scratcher there.
Gently.
Might take advantage of the mark here. Yeah. Ooh. That's low level damage for you. The Battle Pisces dead. Okay, that one's dead. Okay, go for the self-heal.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
Ah, he's got 2 left. Oop, he resisted the blight. Heal self. Second to worst
Slow
result.
death.
Could have technically hit the 0, which would have been even worse.
Unforgiving. These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten. In Radiance, may we find victory.
Surprise the enemy. Go for the stun on the backline. Stun connects.
The wounds of
There we go.
war
That's a
can
good
be
kill.
healed, but never hidden.
Let's go for the kill confirm.
Another
There we go.
abomination.
That would have killed anything if it
From
hit
our
it.
lands.
Of the two that it could have hit. Oop, missed. Go for the stun. Oh, missed that too. Okay, he's dead in 2. Ah, 1 short.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Okay, so the Rabbit Gnasher is dead. If it outspeeds us, it dies.
A
And it did.
death by inches.
Pick that up on the way back. Oh, no, I'm not getting that choice. Map inside. This is a short quest, there's not going to be any secret rooms. We know there's a fight coming up. Three ectoplasms. Stun the back row. Stun the mid row. Flash the mid row. Kill the front row.
Back to the pit.
Light the back row. Light might not apply. Light applies. Nice. Yeah, finish the second row.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
There we go. Nice convenient pickup. Use that
Success
key.
so clearly in view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
And then we gotta backtrack here. So we brought all the food we could. Yeah, we got the person who must interact with everything.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Shovel.
Nature herself, a victim to the spreading corruption,
Picked up on the way back.
malformed with misintent. The light, the promise of safety.
Okay. Antiquarian. Open the bag. Bag is empty. Shame. If I had anything in it, we would have got a mining antique. Well, an antique of some type. Probably would have been mining. Oh. Well, at least it's empty.
Finding the stuff is only the first test.
I'm
Now
already
it
feeling the
must be
lack of
carried
torches.
home.
We're down to 3 and we're not all the way through yet. Ooh, a torch.
Be gone, fiend.
Catch one spider. Okay, that one's dead. Ah, missed. And that's with 12 accuracy buff. Okay, they're dead. Although I have nothing to heal, so I might as well just finish the fight quicker.
Executed with impunity. Another one falls. A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Okay, we're gonna go right instead of left. We don't have to do every room in Explore 90% of a dungeon.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
No, this is a fight.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
I think this is the first full fight we've run into.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Okay, we roll initiative again. We win this time. Yeah, let's risk up the guy up front. Yeah, I'm fine just taking the point of damage. Let's actually try to blight the person who does the target damage down.
A singular strike.
Yeah, he resisted the blight. Okay, should be low enough that the leper can probably get him one. There we go.
Disadvantage.
Actually, we got
Even
lucky
no
there.
quarter.
Didn't realize it was going to be 5 to 11. So I actually needed the high result.
A decisive pummeling.
Oh, I might be able to get both of them this turn.
As the fiend falls, a faint hope blossoms.
You know, luck. Gonna take 2. Go for the stun. Okay, reduced it to 1. 1 over 2, 1 over 2. I'm gonna take 1 and 2 on you. gambling that I can go with one of the other ones before they go. There we go.
Ghoulish horrors, brought low and driven into the mud.
50, 50, 50, 50, 60. And got the coin flip. I don't have the artifact to interact with this. Oops. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to just light the torch. Okay, picked up Rabies, that's fine. Yeah, we don't need the Antiquarian to actually hit anything. Okay, that's the end of the dungeon, so we return to the hamlet.
Paths and roads bring soldiers and supplies. Let them arrive unharried.
Yeah, not bad, everything given.
A ray of sunlight. A beacon of golden hope.
Okay. And now we do the delve, now that we're not being penalized with supply issues. Put the party back together. Where did my flames go? Oh, I just dumped them in random spots in the inventory, did it? Yeah, you start getting... We've been in the darkest dungeon, so we start to, see things. Yeah, there we go. That's what we're going to run with. I don't think we get ambushed in the darkest dungeon. Maintain equipment actually wouldn't be too bad. That tactics. Weapons practice? I might actually go get some camping skills before we go on, so we've got some real nice good camping effects. Okay. So, embark. Darkest dungeon. This is the darkest dungeon. Yes, we still want to embark. And yes, we are taking all the food. I think we'll take like 3 stacks, at least 3 stacks of torches. I think we're gonna take at least a full stack of bandages, a full stack of anti-venom. Stack of medicinal herbs. Tempted to bring holy water. Yeah, let's bring a thing of holy water. So, We're gonna go into the full inventory, because it's the darkest dungeon. There's no such thing as
The
underprepared.
thing has no name, for it needs no
overprepared.
language. Nevertheless, those who would submit to its wordless will are rewarded in a fashion. The creature's blessings are as repulsive as they are robust. Twisted, half-human monstrosities stalk the flesh-ridden halls, protecting their gestating god.
Okay, so we got 3 ways to go and 3 iron crowns. So up we go.
Madness made flesh. It crawls steadily upward from the pit, supported by the lattice of cyclopean pillars.
Yeah, no luck with the stun. Well, that was kind of expected. Go for the stun or go for the mark? Go for the mark here. So we have a better chance of finishing him. Darkest Dungeon doing the Darkest Dungeon things.
Confidence
Crash
surges
one of
as
them.
the enemy crumbles.
Yeah, I want to minimize damage. You. Let me start defending you.
A singular strike.
And I had intended to stun the guy in the back. Okay, let's go for that heal. It's a little tempting to maybe go for the mark, but I think we'll be good for the moment. Oh, I can't even shoot the guy if I was to. Thought I would probably heal the mark.
Continue the
Down
onslaught.
you.
Destroy them.
We can get fingered.
all.
Not a problem, because we got good dodge. Keep them protected for the moment. Stack that dodge as well. You go for the stun. Stun hits. Stun doesn't stun. They're pretty stun resistant.
A decisive pummeling. Destroyed.
No more healing from them. In an ideal world, we probably would have one that left those back two up. And focus down the priests, but...
as the
There we go.
fiend falls.
Scratch first battle of the darkest dungeon here.
Blossoms.
Okay, successful stun. Okay, go for a stun there. Stun connects and applies, good. Yeah, not enough. Ooh! 18 hit points. I was not hoping for that sort of feels. Okay. Try to stun the pillar? I don't think it's worth it. Oh, we actually stunned the pillar. I took the block off of you. Ah. Darn. Had it hit, that would have killed him. Gonna go for the mark on the second one. Okay, first one's dead from bleed, unless he gets healed.
The will to fight falters. Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Heal yourself. You heal yourself, now that we've got that healing received bonus. Yeah, good health. Hit ourselves with the bleed, which is a little annoying. Although, 3 damage is not too bad.
Masterfully executed.
Ooh. I was hoping the bleed would kill him. That's not gonna happen. The finger!
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter.
Here we go. Fight's over.
Ghoulish horrors.
We're gonna take 9
Brought
for,
low and
well,
driven into
most
the
3
mud.
rounds. We're gonna clear that with advantage. I don't think it's gonna be quite that much, but we definitely don't want it to be that much.
momentary abatement.
Okay, no luck there. Okay, I'm going to switch target to the other one who's not defended.
Impressive.
Okay, that's an accuracy crit buff. So that's just encouraging me to bring that one down quicker. Where he can benefit from his buff. There's the stun. Yeah, let's go for the stun over here. It gives me enough time to bring the Malignant Growth down before it attacks. Yeah, I was suspecting we get a heal on. They'd get a heal off then. There we go. So the one in the back here is going to start doing stress damage if we let it. We go for a stun. Stun locks it up, so it's not able to do that next stress. You go for the heal. Good. There we go.
Struck. These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
This might be the first of the boss rooms. Yeah, this is the first of the boss rooms. So here is the Templar Warlord. Let's try to clear the lower hit point targets first.
Devastating blow.
Oh, okay, so Revelation depends. So we're going to take stress damage. You can see that did no damage. That's because we have Talisman of the Flame on. We want to defend the Arbalest because the Arbalest is not that safe. That will hit real hard if it hits the Arbalest.
Time to perform beyond one's limits.
That's not the result we wanted. Oh, no, that's bad. The speed didn't go out in the way I wanted it to. I was hoping we could get to the other defend in time, and we did not. Okay, if you don't defend now, we're not guaranteed to have a defend on the Arbalest. We're gonna defend right now. Oh, hit the mint.
Precision and power. As life ebbs, terrible vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
Bill's a little bit more usable. 0. Okay, that's annoying, but I can work with that. And again, we're going to gain a lot of stress. So in the second path, when we're going to the second one, we're going to have to de-stress a lot. We need you to defend.
Death waits for the slightest lapse in concentration. The blood quickens.
There we go.
Exposed to a killing blow.
We have to defend up, and we dodge it, so it's nothing, which is real nice. Dodge stacking. It's nice. It's nice when it's working.
Injury and despondence set the stage for heroism or cowardice. A hand's breadth from becoming unwound.
We need to get off of just defending, but that's hard to do. And by getting off of just defending, I mean I need to get the attackers off of healing, effectively. Because my healers are my attackers. I need them to be able to attack to actually kill things. Ah, missed. Just the boss left. And to think that 8 stress is the minimum stress on that, which means that's a 20th of what it does. You're not defended against it. Almost done. Ah, I hit the mid-hill.
A
There we go.
victory. Perhaps the turning point.
So that's 1 of 3.
This expedition at least promises success. Huddled together, furtive and vulnerable. Rats in a maze.
Yeah, I think we'll do all. At least we can do the Man-at-Arms party abilities. We'll take 10% dodge across the party. Take the 10% extra damage. The question is, do I want to do maintain equipment, or do I want to do something else? I'm going to do the maintain equipment, because the battles we have coming up, we're going to try to stress heal during. So Man-at-Arms here is actually going to be a bulk of the damage coming out.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
I think it's about the same distance to the other 2 Iron Crowns. Done you. Like you to start doing Cry Havoc a bunch, do stress healing. Really, as you Well, the complication here is going to be how do I heal, stress heal, and 2 damage reduction here.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden. And now the true test. Hold fast, or expire.
Would like more than 7, but 7's better than nothing. Missed.
The ground quakes.
Nope, hit the mineral. Heal or stress heal? I think we want the stress heal more. Basically, I can't target the growth, which is the one I want to hit right now. With the Arbalest. I want to get them down to 2 enemies, ideally. Ideally, we'd want the priest to be one of the ones that dies. But...
Unbalanced.
There we go. That's good. That's lucky. That might save this run.
Vigor is restored.
There we go. Down to 2. Go for the stun. Yes. And then you go for the stress heal, because we need to try to put the stress down before we get another swing at Virtuous. Because failing would be bad. Getting Virtue is not a bad thing. Getting the opposite would be real bad. Flesh was a little annoying, but that's easy enough to get off with a stun, which I think is what we're going to go for. Go. Go for the stress heal. Ah, didn't hit it on the occultist. Occultist would have been the best to hit it with.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Roll off, see who wins the initiative. Cultist, and of course the priest. Yeah, I didn't hit the occultist, which was the one we would have wanted to hit most. Shame. Take the heal. Time to end that fight.
Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
I'm gonna have you start off with some healing, just because we can't hit you. I don't really want to do a shot at cultist. We'll take a stun to the cultist though. Drops the guard. Yep. Target the priest. Gonna stun the priest or mark the priest? Stun the priest. Tanking working. You go for the heal. There we go. Try a stress heal. Okay, that was good. There's no good targets the Arbalisk can hit here, so we'll use the Harpist as a healer instead of an attacker. At least until we get rid of the tumor. Growth. We'll go for the stun on the growth. Growth is done. Good to see. Go for some stress heal. Heal yourself. Nice. Finish the tumor off. There we go. Now, we gotta take this fairly quickly, otherwise they'll bring reinforcements at this point. There we go.
Seize this momentum. Push on to the task's end.
Feeling better. Not confident, just less hopeless. I feel like the next room is the boss bell. Given how long this part has gone, I think we're going to go ahead and take a break here. In the middle of the dungeon, I'm going to take a break to get up and stretch, sip some tea, and then we'll get back to recording. If you're watching on YouTube, the second half of the second part of the dungeon will be tomorrow. We're going to try to fight the 2 remaining boss rooms. I think the next room is the boss room here. Although I could be wrong, it could be one more down. I have a suspicion the next one's down here. Just because I think it's a 3 loops, and then off is the boss. So either that's the boss room, or the boss room's like over here or something. Not sure which. And I'm going to resist cheating and go and look at the map while I'm taking my break. If you're watching on YouTube, there'll be part of tomorrow. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a short break here to get the ads out of the way. And then we'll be back to record the next part. So until the next part, I'm going to wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part and or stream, and bye for now.